Everyone knows Houdini, the man who could escape from anything. But few know the story of those who couldn't escape at all: his own family. Behind the legend was a dynasty marked by faith, scandal, and loss. Let's uncover what really happened to Houdini's bloodline and the secrets his descendants still carry. A hard childhood in the shadow of a rabbi and an unbreakable mother. Erich Weiss, the real name of the future Houdini, was born on March 24, 1874, in Budapest, Hungary, to Rabbi Meir Samuel Weiss, 1829–1892, and his second wife, Cecilia Steiner, 1841–1913. Meir was a respected clergyman, but life changed dramatically after the family immigrated to America in 1878. They arrived in New York aboard the SS Frisia and eventually settled in Appleton, Wisconsin, where Meir became the first rabbi of the Zion Reform congregation. In 1882, however, he was dismissed, officially for poor English. But there were rumors that the real reason was controversy within the congregation, where elders considered him too liberal. The dismissal threw the family into poverty. Cecilia, energetic and strong-willed, kept the household together while the boys worked odd jobs to survive. At age 9, young Eric performed on the streets as Prince Eric, the Air King, to bring home a few cents. When Meir died of tongue cancer, the family fell into debt. The death of his mother in 1913 devastated Houdini. When he received the news during a tour, he fainted backstage. "She was my life, my only treasure," he wrote. But what if Meir's dismissal wasn't really about language? What if the Weisses left Wisconsin not out of poverty, but because of a hidden scandal in their congregation? Half-brother Hermann, the first death that haunted the family. Hermann M. Weiss, 1863–1885, Meir's son from his first marriage, was more than a brother to Harry. He was his first mentor. He introduced young Eric to the world of magic and the stage. But Hermann's life was cut short. He died of tuberculosis at only 22, the White Plague that ravaged New York's immigrant neighborhoods. The funeral was costly, and 11-year-old Harry gave up all his savings to pay for it. He never forgot that day. From then on, death became a central theme of his art. His famous escapes, from coffins, chains, and water tanks, weren't mere tricks. They were his personal fight against the force that took his brother away. Why did tuberculosis strike only him? Was it a matter of genetics or punishment for the hardships of immigrant life? A love triangle between brothers and a woman named Bess. In the 1890s, Harry and his younger brother, Theodore, Dash, performed together as the brothers Houdini. Their assistant was a young vaudeville singer named Beatrice Bess Rayner. At first, Bess was Dash's girlfriend, but she fell for Harry's intellect, drive, and fearless charm. Within months, she left Dash and secretly married Harry, without telling their family. The event created tension between the brothers that they tried to hide. On stage, they acted as rivals. Off stage, they continued to work together. But did jealousy ever truly disappear? In the Houdini family, love and betrayal were often part of the same act. The scandal of Nathan and Leopold. One woman for two brothers. The most shocking family conflict erupted in 1917. Middle brother Nathan J. Weiss, 1870–1927, was married to a Hungarian immigrant named Sadie Glantz. After their divorce, she married another brother, Leopold Weiss, 1879–1962, a pioneering New York radiologist and one of the city's first X-ray specialists. For Harry, this was a moral outrage, a betrayal of blood. He cut off all contact with Leopold and even added a clause to his will: "No property of mine shall ever go to Sadie Glantz Weiss." Nathan died of a heart attack in 1927. Leopold continued his medical career, but his relationship with Harry was never repaired. Was it love that drove Sadie, or revenge wrapped in affection? Gottfried William, the forgotten brother in the shadow of the great magician. Gottfried William Weiss, 1872–1925, known as Willie, was the third of the brothers and briefly performed in The Brothers Houdini. He handled simple card tricks but lacked Harry's stage presence. By the early 1900s, he had left show business, married, and worked as a clerk in New York. Family records hint that Willie secretly helped Harry design the famous milk can escape in 1908, when Houdini held his breath underwater for nearly 4 minutes. Yet bitterness remained. Willie was once quoted as saying, "He stole my life and turned it into a performance." Willie died of cancer in 1925, 1 year before Harry. Ironically, both brothers were buried just a few yards apart at Machpelah Cemetery in Queens. Theo Hardeen, the brother who ignored Houdini's final wish. Theodore Weiss, 1876 to 1945, was Houdini's closest companion and creative partner. After Harry's marriage to Bess, Theo took the stage name Hardeen, pretending to be his rival while secretly collaborating with him. After Houdini's death in 1926, Hardeen inherited all his equipment and stage props, along with one peculiar instruction: everything must be destroyed upon your own death. Hardeen couldn't do it. He kept performing for years, entertaining troops during World War II and even selling some of the equipment. Because of that, many original Houdini devices, locks, tanks, escape boxes, survive today in museums. He passed the stage name and spirit to his son, Harry Houdini Hardeen, 1902 to 1972. Sometimes breaking a brother's last wish is its own form of devotion. Leopold, the doctor who lost his sight and his faith. Leopold Weiss, the youngest brother, was a gifted but tragic man. He frequently X-rayed Houdini, long before anyone knew about radiation's dangers. Some historians speculate that those repeated exposures may have affected Houdini's health, even his infertility. After the scandal with Sadie, Leopold withdrew from the family and focused on medicine, working for years at Mount Sinai Hospital. In old age, diabetes left him nearly blind and deeply depressed. On October 6, 1962, at age 83, he jumped from the roof of his Manhattan home. The police report read, "A man known for his intellect, undone by loneliness." He was buried in Machpelah Cemetery, despite Jewish tradition forbidding burial for suicides. Had Harry lived, he likely would have intervened. But life always seemed to have the last word in the Weiss family. Carrie, the blind sister with a secret life. Carrie Gladys Weiss, 1882 to 1959. The family's only daughter, lost her sight as a child, some say from boiling water, others from infection. She lived with Harry and Bess in New York, helping with letters, schedules, and household tasks. After Harry's death, Carrie became reclusive and may have spent her final years in a care institution. She died in 1959 at age 77. Her gravestone at Machpelah was repeatedly vandalized by thrill-seekers visiting Houdini's grave. Strangely, her hospital records list her birthplace as France. Was it an administrative error, or an intentional lie to conceal her origins? Houdini's descendants. From Jewish roots to the Navajo Nation. Harry and Bess had no children, but the Houdini legacy lived on through his brothers' families. Through Theodore Hardeen, the line continued with George Hardeen, born in the 1950s, Houdini's great-nephew, a journalist and communications director for the Navajo Nation. George married Lena Fowler, a Navajo community leader, uniting two distinct heritages. Their daughter, Shawnee Fowler Hardeen, represents the fourth generation. In 2018, she visited the Library of Congress to study Houdini's 160 preserved scrapbooks, saying, "The show revived our family name. Now it's part of our DNA." George appeared in the 2019 Science Channel special The Last Secrets of Houdini, recreating his great-uncle's buried alive and underwater escapes. From Leopold's branch came Mary Blood, known as Lady Houdini. She inherited Harry's handcuffs, wand, and costumes sewn by Bess herself. Her son, Jeff Blood, a retired New York financier, still attends magician conventions. In 2020, Jeff and George jointly accepted an award on Houdini's behalf from the National Museum of American Jewish History, alongside David Copperfield, whose Las Vegas museum houses many Houdini artifacts. The Weiss-Hardeen blood descendants are scattered across the United States today. None became full-time magicians, yet all share that same fascination with mystery, endurance, and the art of impossible escapes. Even now, the name Houdini refuses to vanish, proof that some illusions never die.